Turn these into these. I am the Great British Chocolatier and you're watching Chocolate Plus. Hello and welcome to another episode of Chocolate Plus. My name is Mark, aka the Great British Chocolatier, and today we are going to be making some chocolate covered, always something chocolate, right? We are going to be making some salted caramels in the dark chocolate. I'm going to finish off using some of my block that I got from Amazon. Link will be in the description. It's good to buy this because then you can cut it up from the log. If not, you can buy little nibs and just smush all the little beans together to form a square or any shape that you want. It doesn't matter. And then we're going to dip them in chocolate. I think these caramels also come in a little square, but they're all individually wrapped. So if you have the time, you can unwrap every single one of them, dip them in chocolate, sprinkle a little salt, and Bob's your uncle. But I'm going to use what I have in this slab here. And the salt that I'm going to use is pink Himalayan salt. You can use a coarse salt. It's always the coarse salt or the flake salt. Whatever you have to use, that's what you're going to use. But I stuck this in the fridge for a minute so to help it firm up. And as you see, this is probably about 1.5 pounds here. So I'm just going to squeeze this into a square, and that's why we wear the gloves, because when people are eating this, I don't want them, of course you wash your hands, but I put the gloves on just to be hygienic. And we're going to cut this, I don't have my oil, I've got spray. Here we go. It's good to spray the knife a little bit so that it doesn't stick on the candy. So I'm going to cut this into about 1/2 inch. We'll fix it in a minute. And because I didn't put it in the fridge for long, that's why it's smushing down. But the good thing about caramel is that it is very pliable, and we can fix the squishiness of it. So I'll cut one more out of here. Alright, and then I'm going to manipulate it again. We're looking for about 1/4 inch to just under 1/2 inch. But it's up to you. There's no written rule that it has to be this much, that much. And then we're just gonna cut it into like small squares. And that's what I say, once you got like a bite size, like so, that's fairly good. And don't worry about it being uneven like this one. This one's, so I'm gonna squeeze it into a square. It doesn't slip out of my hand. So I'm going to carry on doing this. I'll suppose speed it up a bit, and then they'll be ready for dipping. Alright, so see you in a little while. Okay, so there we go. We have all our pieces cut up. They're all random shapes, and I think I'm gonna keep them in the random shapes. Some are a little bigger than others, some are smaller, but we're just looking for some salted caramel chews that'll be really tasty. So let's put this away over here, and let's get the chocolate in the microwave. Now, people were asking me what chocolate do I use. I use the Sweet Tooth meltables. This is dark chocolate, and all these chocolates, all these are called candy chocolate. So they've taken out the cocoa butter and replaced it with a vegetable oil or palm oil. And this particular brand I think tastes really good. So the reason for this is that we don't have to temper the chocolate. We just throw it in the microwave, nuke it for 30 seconds at a time, and then after the third time, everything should be hunky-dory and good enough to dip all the caramels in. So just put it in for 30 seconds, grab myself a fork, and it looks like I'm gonna need another tray. So I'll put this one here, and I need some more paper. So like I said, I'm using wax paper, not the most ideal I've found when it comes to caramel, but it's what I have. So that's what I'm going to use. Alright, first round in the microwave. It doesn't melt a lot, but we're going to stir them around to distribute that heat. And then put them back in there for another 30 seconds, and we'll be ready. So if you really want to be particular about the size and shape, of course you can spend the time, manipulating them. But I think that's how Milk Duds got famous, because when they stuck the chocolate onto the caramel, they turned all funny shapes and not the squares or the circles that he wanted. And he decided on selling them, and they ended up being a big hit. Alright, round two. We see that they begin to melt a lot more. Again, I'm just going to stir to distribute that heat. Now, I'm only going to make enough for one batch of chocolate, and I probably have more caramel than I do for this one batch. And if that's the case, I'm going to do a doubly special on this one. Let's put it in for its third and final round. Because as you know, a couple of videos ago, I made some pecan turtles. And that one is going through the roof. So I want to thank everybody that has subscribed so far to this channel and left a comment and hit that thumbs up button. It's overwhelming actually to see the amount of people that are watching this channel, and especially the pecan turtles. And so we're going to make some pecan turtles in this different way today, that have a pretzel base. So hopefully if this video is not too long, I'll record that too and upload that again. So here we go, third round. As you know, sometimes the chocolate sticks to the fork or the spoon that you're using. But at this time, we're just going to stir. Stir and stir and stir. And this is, like I said, one bag of the chocolate. And it will melt the remaining chocolate on the fork or the spoon. And if there's any chunks inside here. Now, if you find you still got a lot of chunks, you can put it back in for a fourth time, but you're going to put it in for 10 to 15 seconds. You're not going to put it in for a whole 30 seconds because you will burn the chocolate and scorch it, and it'll become hard and a little bit coarse, and there's no coming back other than heating up some heavy cream I think for one bag, do like a quarter of a cup of heavy cream, heat that up, and then put it into the chocolate, and that'll turn into a ganache. I believe that's the only way that I've done to save chocolate. And then you can put, and ganache is simply just a very, very soft chocolate, which you can then make into truffles. But that's another day, another video. Today's salted caramels. So I wanted to make sure that everything's in the shot. So I'm going to have to move some things around here because I know I only have a spot. So hopefully I'm in the camera and I've worked myself into a corner. Okay, not to worry. We'll work with what I've got. So, simple thing. If you want to shape it, you dip it into the chocolate and you give it a little bath like so. And then we're just going to tap it, getting that excess chocolate off. And I'm going to get a spoon. And then we're just going to knock it off the fork. And we could do quite a few of these before the chocolate starts to firm up, because you don't want to put table salt on these because that will just disappear into the chocolate. You want to use a coarse salt, like a rock salt. You could use the flaky salt. You don't want to put too much salt on these things. So let's see if I can just knock it in there. There you go. So if you're meticulous about the shape, obviously you can spend your time shaping it. It's very pliable. I would have preferred it being in the fridge a little longer than they were. And this is why I need the spoon to help it off the. And what you're going to do, you're just going to put just a tiny couple of 2 or 3 on the, and if it falls in the wrong place, it's got to stay there because you can't take it off. And I think the pink salt looks really nice. It gives it a crunch. Let me show you. Look at that. Don't that look wonderful? And they're going to taste absolutely delicious. You can't go wrong with caramel and chocolate. They were made for each other. In fact, a lot of things are made for chocolate, or things were probably made for chocolate, not the other way around. So, and using dark chocolate is a healthier option when it comes to chocolate. But they say during the holiday season you don't count calories. So we're just going to have fun making these. So I'm going to carry on dipping these and salting them. And once I've done a fair bit, I'll be right back. So sit back and enjoy. And I'll be right back in a minute. Alright, the chocolate's starting to firm up, so I'm gonna do something else with these here. I'm just going to stick this in the fridge. The last few, I don't think they're going to stick to, well, they might do. But this is what they look. I'm going to pop these in the fridge for about 5 minutes and I'll be right back. Okay, so here we are with the salted caramels. And what you'll see here, sometimes the caramel leaks through the chocolate. And that's all good because, you know, it's all going to taste good when the person bites into it. Just going to load up the tray here. Put this to one side. And I just dropped the salt all over the floor. Oh well. So here we go. These are the salted caramels in dark chocolate. Absolutely wonderful. Of course, not too much salt on them because you don't want to overwhelm the caramel. Nice and soft. The salt. Excuse me. The salt really brings it a nice power of flavor. You don't want to go heavy on the salt. 2 or 3 of the rock salt, 1 or 2 flakes if you're using flaky salt. But you don't use table salt. Table salt is not the right salt to use. It's coarse salt is the best thing to use. And so there you go. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe. And leave a comment if you have a question. Tell me what is your favorite candy during the holiday season, and let's see if I can make that within the next few weeks. So again, thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned again because I will be releasing another video with those turtle pretzels, pecan pretzels that we're going to make this week. And until then, have a great day and thank you for watching.